The muzzle is off. Let go of the shame, remove all the pain, block it out like a troll on your timeline. The past is what made you who you are today. Embrace it, let it go like an exhale. Remove it, remove it, remove it. The muzzle is off.
Oh, what's going on, everybody, and welcome to the Muzzle is Off podcast, where I am your host, Nakia Monet. Hope y'all feeling all right on this good evening, because I'm feeling mighty good. I think so. So, you know, might as well feel good. It's Wednesday. It's hump day. Who humping?
Come on and feel good. Come on and
on
feel good.
Is that the question of the night? Who humping?
Who humping on a hump day?
If I was, I wouldn't be on this show right now.
You got that right. Hello.
We can amen that.
Listen.
I'm with you. Because if I was humping, I wouldn't be on here either. How about that? Anyway.
Listen, there has been many times when I've made the phone call. I can't come to wherever I'm supposed to be because I have company.
She did used to do that.
My issue is that Jesus would get tired on hearing his name called.
And this is how we start in the show.
Jesus would get tired
of hearing his name called.
I don't think he ever gets tired of hearing his name, no matter which way it comes.
Oh, it's going to come one way or the other.
I can't stand him.
I was about to say that's a loaded answer. That was loaded.
You already know who you got on the show. Me and Gail, you already know.
It's all right, though. The muzzle is off. That's why we be on here talking what we talk and doing what we do, because at the end of the day, it's the truth. Okay? Folk be liking to hide the fact that they be humping, but y'all know y'all be humping around. Anyway,
and
so, huh, Gail?
And don't be getting good humping in. It be mediocre.
I don't know about that mediocre humping. I won't hump if it's mediocre.
Listen, you won't, but there's a lot of people. I think this is gonna be our topic.
I am not humping if it's mediocre.
I think they hump and lie about it because then it becomes a thrill hump.
Oh.
So y'all be humping and lying because then it's a thrill hump. You know what?
That's too much.
More bang for the buck hump. You know what? If I'm humping, I ain't gonna lie about it.
If I'm humping, it ain't nobody business, first of all. But guess what? I ain't gonna be ashamed to tell because that's how I'm a human being. I'm not whatever y'all are. Whatever y'all want to be, I'm a human being. So I'm getting some buns.
That gotta be Dre, Facebook user. He's back in the car.
Back in the car. Mr. Facebook user.
That gotta be Dre. And he eating. Don't forget that part. No, but listen. Let's get into. We talk about humping, but we're gonna bring it all full circle because I said we was talking about something that's a little controversial. It could be a little sensitive and slightly offensive to people, right? And this topic seems to come up a lot, and I'm just gonna say why I'm talking about it because we oftentimes, us women, some of us, not all of us, but some of us have a tendency to say that a man that shows that he is well groomed, that likes to get his nails manicured, even some of them, they do the little clear nail polish on their nails, right? They get their pedicures, and some of them will even put the clear toenail polish on after they get a pedicure. They just don't get up, right? Some of them speak a little soft. Some have a little bit more, song to their voice. Say it like that. A little song to your voice, right? A little song, right? Just a little song. Sound like you singing sometimes. And automatically, because of how he is positioned, because of how he speaks, because of how he grooms himself, because of even how he dresses, it's automatic. He has to be gay. Maybe he's bisexual. Maybe he's confused. Maybe he is whatever. And it is an automatic assumption. And this keeps coming up a lot, especially when some of us listen to Kevin Samuels, and the first thing some women go to, he's gay. I don't even know why people listen to him, because he's gay. Look at how he dressed. Look at how he talk. Oh, he must hate women. Look at this. Look at that. Blah, 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 right? It's a natural assumption. Sometimes you hit, sometimes you miss with that assumption. But it be a natural assumption. Now, I will say, I am one to believe that, sometimes it's true. Sometimes it ain't. But it's something to talk about, because we keep saying it and we keep hitting it. And I said, you know what? Well, let's just bring it to the Muzzle podcast and let's see what the people say about, I don't know. Let me go. Y'all hit that and let me go on YouTube real quick, because some of these people, I don't know where they come from.
They spamming you. That's what that is.
Me mute. Y'all go ahead. Tell me what you say. Somebody called me gay because I dressed with fitted clothes and stole his girl. Ah! But you stole his girl, though. Oh, let me go on YouTube, y'all. Y'all go ahead. I gotta hit YouTube.
I wonder who this Facebook user guy is.
Dre.
Yeah, this is an interesting topic just because we've been socialized a lot. And a lot of these things are built in social norms and constructs that may not fit everybody. And we're such a closed-minded people. Now, Kia is right to say that some of these things are true. I believe every stereotype, every joke, every thing like that has some truth in it. But we have to remember that truth is not in for everyone. And when you try to generalize a statement and make it fit everyone, that's where we start to have the problem.
I agree. But what I'm saying is this. And I need, for anybody that's listening, I need y'all to chime in the comments or whatever the case may be, because I'm saying we know that we do this. We know that we do this. We know that we will look at somebody, depending upon the way that they dress, the way that they talk, the way that they act, if they got a little bit more singing in their voice, we know that we will be like, nah, he a little too feminine. You're a little too feminine. If he cry at the drop of a dime, you're a little too feminine, sir. I'm gonna need you to, I don't even know, tighten that up, do something, do whatever. We say it. We know we say it. Let me say this, because I saw a man with a tankini on, and I'm sticking to that. I don't care what y'all say. If you a man and you're wearing a tankini, sir, be real with who you are. If you a man and you wearing a wrap shirt, you know them wrap shirts, the shirt, it got the long little belt looking thing and it wrap around because it got to go in the little hole and you got to tie it on the side. Nah. 2021 says that's a little sussy. It's a little sussy, right? 2021. If you a man and you wearing this ain't 75 and 19, you know what? 1975, they dressed differently. Me and Gail was talking about this. 1975, they dressed differently. You know what I'm saying? Men on the basketball courts was wearing the short shorts. You feel me? And they had their little Mr. T or whatever. Yeah, you remember that? They see similar to mine. Y'all had crop tops like mine. See that? Boom. But y'all ain't. Some of y'all didn't get y'all muzzle of crop top yet, and I feel some type of way about it, but it's okay. But they had the crop tops and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? But nowadays, 2021, straight men ain't wearing crop tops. Let me say this. I haven't met one that's going to wear a crop top. Gail knows one that wears a crop top, which is perfectly fine. And I'm happy that he is comfortable within his sexuality, that he could wear a crop top. Just that the men that I have been envisioned with have not worn crop tops.
Oh, man, I'm just like this, yo. At the end of the day, for me, it's just if I see somebody who, like you say, got a little extra sauce going on,
just a little bit,
you know, the first thing that comes to my mind is, all right, depending on the venue, is okay, that's one less person that I have to worry about when it comes to women. You know what I'm saying? Like, less is my little competition, and I do what I do, you know. And like, to me, it's just like Gail said, you know, in this day and time, you know, this is a very open time sexually. Sexually, this is a very open time. This is America's sexual. This is the second sexual revolution for America. The first was the 60s. Now we're back here at a sexual revolution. And my thing is, you know, please, when you got people take joy in all types of sex with all types of people and things. You know what I'm saying? So, like,
I don't want the people enjoying things.
They are.
Please.
They enjoying things.
We talking about sex
vibrators, dildos.
I mean, those things is okay. Some of them other things might not be okay.
The rolls. Don't forget the rolls.
I don't know about that rose. That thing, I keep everywhere I turn, I see this rose. It's like, I feel like it's haunting me or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, I need you to buy me. And I'm like, no, I am not. I am not buying a rose. There shall be a man that will fulfill the rose's job. I will not buy the rose.
I heard the rose take you down in 2.5 seconds.
That's what they said.
Yeah, but you know what it also does?
What it do?
It also desensitizes the clitoris.
See, now I don't want it desensitized. Nope, it need to stay.
Because if you got something that's powerful enough to vibrate and suck that joint until you bust in that quick time, trust me, after the 5th use, a man will be no good to you.
See,
I don't think that's true.
It is. They have talked about that over and over again a lot of times with a lot of different sex toys. It is true. They have talked about it. They have even talked about it with men that jerk off too much. That
it won't be the same when you get inside a vagina, because now, you know, the vagina is competing with your grip, your knowledge of how you liked it tugged on, and rhythm and pace. It's just, and then when you get in the vagina, it's like, oh, this is all right, yeah, but and you be over there for 12 and 13 hours trying to get that.
I'm looking
at Janelle like, so Janelle, we really about to do the motion right now? Like, what the...
Right. day. So it's like, yo, desensitizing is a real thing. Like, and it's like you can, when you have something that powerful doing that job so well, it's like lifting weights. If I lift 200 pounds today, and I keep lifting for about maybe 2 weeks, and I go back down to that 150, that 150 feels just as light, feel like nothing, because now I've set the bar a little higher for my body.
You know what? You are right. Because I used a different ab wheel today. And I was like, well, can you just give me the other one? But I had hurt my back. So he was like, just use that one. I'm like, but this one's not, it's not doing the job. My abs don't feel like they was worked.
Mm-hmm.
That's the truth. I needed the other little wheel.
Yeah. It's like, yo, I know what I like. And if that thing ain't.
But they say that a lot about men that's in prison that sit up there and beat you know what I'm saying, beat it all the time for all the years in which they locked up. And then they come out and now never mind. That ain't what the hell we talking about. However,
I think this is the conversation, King. I think this is the conversation.
It's constantly evolving.
Sometimes we have a topic picked out before the show, but sometimes it don't go that way.
I be needing it to stay where it's at, okay?
Let me say this, because people.
You're right about it. But I blame Vincent for this, because this is the topic Vincent wanted to talk about today, and he ain't nowhere to be found because he was so mad with that woman on my good Instagram with her commentary or whatever. And I wasn't mad at her because I understood where she was coming from. And I think a lot of the times, and Gail, we said this a little bit earlier or whatever, a lot of the times us as women, yes, can we generalize? Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? Because some of us really feel like they got this radar that can just go off and it'd be like they right? As far as all of that is concerned. I just think that people are lacking in their level of conversation. They're lacking in their level of understanding in order to understand where a person is actually coming from as it pertains to their sexuality. I personally have never met a person that was afraid to express their sexuality. The only people that I have ever met that have lived in a shell of their sexuality has been church people. That's just the truth of the matter. And I'm only talking about me personally. I am not talking about the whole world. I'm not talking about how many ever billions of people are out here. I'm only talking about from my experience of 40 years on this earth. The only people that I have met that have literally attempted to deceive people with their sexuality has been church people, due to the stigma that they all live under because they just can't admit that they like men or that they like women. So they just ruin the lives of people because they just don't feel like they can be free in their sexual prowess and just love who they really and truly love. That's it. Anybody else that I've met, if they have been confused, if they have been unsure, or if they have just been curious, if they happen to just really, you know what, I just swing both ways. I like both. I have not met a person that has not been willing to admit that.
Unless the rejection is from their family too. So
even with that, what I'm doing, my personal experience is that they might admit it to me, but they haven't really admitted it to their family. They might admit it to their friends, but they have not admitted it to their family. Why? Because family, rejection, all that extra stuff. But I personally have not met anyone that has not, been open and honest with their friends or even family about who they are.
Well, I have, because culturally amongst the Black community, certain things are still frowned upon, and it's a lot more pressure for them to come out of whatever closet they're in, whether it be bi, gay, trans, whatever, because, in the Black community, there's a standard when it comes down to sexuality, of course, it's based on, religion, whether you go to church or not, though. You know what I'm saying? Religion,
Right.
that's how powerful religion has been in controlling sexual habits. That even if you don't go to church, it still sets the bar and the standard for what is considered a right sexual practice and a wrong sexual practice. And therefore, within the Black community, a whole lot of people are still afraid to come out. A whole lot of people are still afraid. A whole lot of people are still afraid to admit that they like what they like. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, yo, you
Listen, and it's not just about coming out. How about just being free sexually, right? Like what I like, what my preference is, things that I like to do in the bedroom, because
Right.
it's such a stigma around that. Like there is a stigma, and sexuality and sex has such this taboo thing attached to it. It's nasty, it's perverted. How could you do that? Like so many things.
People feel that way about giving head.
Listen, I know.
And those people are children.
The children,
because they're children without any hope. Because at the end of the day, you know what? Even the scripture says that the bedroom is undefiled. You know what I'm saying?
Nope, they said head is not. That is defiling your bedroom. You are not to give head.
Well, then guess what? The woman that ain't gonna give head most likely ain't gonna have a man.
And
the guy that's not gonna give head, and the guys that won't give head most likely won't have a woman, because that has become it's always been a natural practice. It's always happened. You know what I'm saying? It's happened in medieval days. It's happened in the Roman times. It's always been a thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, you get bored. People have to understand, when it comes down to sex, you have to switch it up, or boredom sets in. And when a person gets bored, they tend to look for other things and other people and other positions and they look for something. Yeah,
to get their needs met.
Exactly, because part of the orgasm experience is being excited about what you're doing. If there's no excitement there's 9.99999% of the time there ain't gonna be no type of orgasm. There ain't gonna be no type of nut getting gotten. So these are things that we got to be real about and have real open conversations about. I don't care if you a bishop, archbishop, pope, monk, whatever you are,
monk.
Because please, many babies they got aborted sitting up under those citadels and chapels out there in Rome. Right. Please, they was getting it in. They just didn't want to act like they wasn't, And I'm like, yo, when you do that, you whenever you do stuff like that, abuse is inevitable.
I tell people all the time, I'm like, sex is very natural. I told somebody that yesterday. I said, sex is very natural. I said, when you attempt to denaturalize sex, I said, this is why you have so many people that have so many different issues sexually. They don't know how to be turned on. Some men have low sperm count. Why? Because you're not releasing. You need to release. Some of y'all suffer from depression and anxiety and all these different things. Why? Because you're not releasing. Those endorphins that are released through the natural act of sex can bless your whole entire life. And when you fail to release them, you're actually doing more damage to your body than you're actually doing good to your body. And a lot of the times we don't understand that because we have demonized sex. We have made sex so taboo, you know what I'm saying? Down to masturbation. It's just taboo. No, you can't touch yourself. That's natural. You should know what you should know all your good spots. You should know them all. You should know your spots before anybody else knows your spots. Because when they hit that spot, you should be like, oh, that's the spot right there. Thank you.
Yeah, you should be able to relate. You should be able to relay that information to your partner, or partners, however you see fit to express yourself sexually. Um,
However you see fit to express your, however. Times
yeah,
y'all tabooing, and we're gonna do a show on a lot of that stuff too, because I am for sure gonna do a show on polyamory. I definitely am. I'm just trying to find some real people that is living in the lifestyle, was in the lifestyle, all this lifestyle, whatever the case may be, because I think that it is very interesting. I think it's something that we really need to explore. My bad. Go ahead, Gail.
yeah, I think you have to know what's your thing when we start talking about sex. Like, what is your thing? What is that thing? A lot of times, the reason why people don't know their thing is because there are not healthy conversations around sex and sexuality. Um, and I'm not just talking about in the church. I'm talking about in our homes. I'm talking about in our schools when we did have sex ed. It was very much about anatomy. Um, I'm talking about, in our relationships, like we're just not talking about sex. And for women, we're not talking about the things that make us feel good and are pleasurable to us. So not only is the conversation not being had, but women are not being able, and some men are not being able to express what brings them pleasure. Um, and we have to kind of skate away from that, because no longer do people want to live and be dissatisfied. Listen, if I got to go to work and be unhappy, I'm not going to come home and also be unhappy. I can't be
Sexually.
unhappy.
Oh.
Yeah, sexually. I can't be in both spots and be unhappy. I
You
need
can have
that
me
release.
sexually frustrated.
I was about to say something, but I'm gonna
Say
get popped if I say
Because you probably was about to talk about a whole rubber penis.
it.
don't
Kid,
let it out, Gail. Let it out,
kid.
Gail.
Listen, I'm
Okay.
not suffering from blue balls for nobody.
Ain't not blue of a ball nowhere.
Listen,
Where,
I,
you know what? This I'm gonna have a whole show with a bunch of different lesbians because I want to understand this whole talk of blue balls when y'all ain't got not one ball.
Don't do that.
I'm
Don't
gonna
don't
bring
do
the
that.
lesbians up. Watch me. Y'all come on up on the Muzzles Off podcast because I got questions. I need to understand all these innuendos about balls y'all don't have. Go ahead, Jamel.
I mean, at the end of the day, you have to be free. You have to be free to be able to express who and what you are. And the other part of it is that sometimes you're not just one thing. You know what I'm saying? For me, I am a straight hetero male. I love vagina. I love vagina is as close to God as you can get without actually being God. You know, I love vagina. And the thing is, when you begin to have these open conversations, you begin to really you start to have the ability to explore sexuality. If you can't explore it, then again it becomes a mundane act. It becomes an act of selfishness rather than something that the two can share together and create. If that is a creative act, it is a creative act. You know what I'm saying? So, but it all starts with a person being able to express who and what they are sexually, and not feel demonized or talked about or ostracized. You know, just let people live. Let people live, because there are people who are suffering and who develop mental illnesses just for the simple fact, they're not allowed to express who and what they really are. So now they have to create other alter egos in order to make sure that nobody knows that I like this and nobody knows that I want this, and it ain't nobody's business but yours.
So let me say
it's
that,
your.
yeah.
Go on.
People need to become free.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the day, no one knows what you like but you. No one knows who you are but you. But we have such this I was trying to see if I got something right. We have such a lid on conversations. Everything is within a box. Everything is within a box. You've created this box, and this is how you need to act inside of this box. This is what I say a heterosexual male should act like. It is in the box. This is what I say a homosexual male should act like. It's in the box. This is what I say a heterosexual female should act like. It's in the box. This is what I say a homosexual female should act like. It's in the box. Everything is in a box. And what we don't understand is that in 2021, these boxes have been removed. There's no more box right now.
Right.
People are not operating inside of the realm of a box. What they're operating inside of a realm of right now is identity. How do I identify? What is it that I feel? Because we got a lot of feelings roaming around here in these streets, right? How do I feel I am best able to express myself? Whether that means I like to dress up in thigh-high boots, because anybody that knows me knows that's my favorite. I love thigh-high boots. All things thigh-high are like my best friends, right? Or whether that means I'm just going to wear some Vans or whatever the case may be, and a good, schoolboy hat or something like that, right? Nothing is inside of a box. Nothing is being, nothing can be defined. We are in an age of, there's a lack of definition. Nothing is defined right now. What we know is that people want to be free. And whatever that freedom look like to the people, that's who they are. So now your box don't even exist. It don't even exist no more. The box that said, if a man do this, and this, oh no, he's gay. That don't even exist no more because you don't know. You don't know.
Yeah.
Because you're free. I saw a picture, right? The man's married with children and everything. He's not even into men at all. Not even. But he was wearing a skirt with some heels and everything. Legs look sharp too. Legs were sharp. I was like, he look good, okay. But he's heterosexual. There's no more boxes, people.
Yeah, because he's into crossplay.
Y'all got a term for everything. I ain't got these terms. There's too many terms for this shit. There's just no more boxes. That's it.
It's called crossplay. And I don't think all boxes is bad, right? Because sometimes you need a box to know the people that associate with the same things that you associate with.
But they don't consider it a box anymore, though. That's the thing. It's not a box.
Well,
because a box is a clearly defined space. And right now, we're not operating in a space of definition, really and truly. We are calling things so many different things. Y'all got 50,000 sexualities running around here and identities.
I think it really boils down to the fact that I hear what you're saying, but I think the way I would explain it more is that there are boxes, but boxes are now interchangeable. People now can say, this is what I like, this is what I do, when I feel like doing it. But when I feel like doing something else, I can jump out of this box and go to that box. So the boxes are interchangeable. You know what I'm saying? And it's like,
The boxes are interconnected.
Yes, very much so.
And
Very much
yes,
so.
Cause it no longer. That's what I'm saying. There's no more boxes. Once you start connecting all these things,
Just a bigger box. That's all. It's just a bigger
listen,
box. At the end of
that
the
shit
day,
become a rectangle, a goddamn octagon. It's not a box no more.
hey, hey,
It change. My
yeah,
point is, it changes shape.
exactly. It's malleable. Exactly. And that's what has happened. And it's like, yo, the main thing is if we learn how to be honest with who we are, we won't worry
hmm
about who everybody else is.
That's it.
And that's the problem. When you start, you must when you see yourself getting ticked off at other people expressing who they are, then you have to question yourself, why does that bother me so bad? Why am I
yeah,
so moved by what you are? Is there something in me that I'm not addressing? Is there something in me that I am not being forthright with? What what is it? And a lot of times people don't slow down enough to take inventory and to take stock and to really examine themselves and investigate their own feelings. But they're so quick to tell everybody else about theirs. And it's like, how can you tell anybody else about how they feel when you don't even know how you feel half the time?
yeah.
Right.
I think that's the art form that um we have managed to um specialize in, right? The
Yeah,
of telling everybody else who they are, what they
yeah,
are, how they should identify, how they should respond, what to say, when to say it, and how to say it. I'll give
yeah,
you guys a good example. And I thought I wasn't going to come on here and be transparent, but I'll give you a peek into my world. I was in therapy this week, talking to my therapist. My therapist said to me, her first question to me, and we don't talk much about romantic relationships, but her first question to me was, have you slept with people that had significant importance to you, like on a romantic level? And I was like, no. And she was like, had you slept with those women that you guys had a romantic connection with, you would then know what box to put me in. I say all of that to say, because we don't know who we are and how to operate within our sexuality, we no longer know how to put people in the right space and place in our life. And so we don't even know how to define ourselves to ourselves and walk in our authentic truth. And I'm still talking about our sexuality because my therapist is a Black gay woman, and I am a Black gay woman. And so this can make things very murky, the line on how we interact. We both understand the line. Let me say this. We both understand the line and know not to cross it. But she was saying to me, like, you have not even like touched the waters of people who can sexually meet you where you're at. You continue to deal with people that's not going to challenge you in your sexuality and having sex. Does that make sense? And so a lot of times what happens is we don't say what we are. We don't walk in our authentic truth. We don't have people, like we talk about people challenging us in our everyday lives, like growth wise, a career and how we are, but we never talk about people challenging us in our romantic relationships when it comes to being sexually intimate with them.
Challenge me. We wasn't talking about that.
Do you
And
really want to be? Look, do you
Why
really
not?
want to be challenged?
Yeah, because I think every listen, challenge is good when you want to experience something new.
Mm-hmm.
I just, yo, you know what's crazy? How many
There's only
years?
one person that calls me baby girl. James, is that you?
I was like, who is this
There's
on this
only like
live
one
talking?
person that calls me baby girl, but I don't know whoever that is.
I was
Identify
like,
yourself. You're coming up as Facebook user.
Yeah. Identify yourself.
Yeah, I got to put names or something. Oh, hey, Lady V. I don't know if you want to be on this one. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
You know,
Viewer discretion advised.
right,
For
right.
real.
You know, when we really look back at things and we try to figure out who people are and what they are, if we took Prince at face value, at first you would have thought Prince was just a gay man,
I sure
You
would have.
would've.
and Prince
With makeup on.
Would have took your girl, your father's girl, your uncle's girl, your cousin's
Everybody
girl.
girl.
You know what I'm
Because you
saying?
couldn't tell me
And
Prince wasn't gay.
Prince just transcended that box that everybody that we've been talking about. He transcended it. He was whatever he wanted to be when he wanted to be it, and he never lost, or he never lost the respect or the credibility of being a man.
Never.
You know,
Even with his heels on. Ever.
yo, and it was what was crazy is that when he would come into the room with what you would call alpha males or sigma males, guess what? They would literally like almost bow to the man
Yes.
because
Yeah.
he functioned in a different energy, a different energy, a different spirit, whatever you want to call it. He functioned with a different ideology, and that love that he walked in, that respect that he walked in, it commanded that you respect him for who he is.
Man.
You know what
My
I'm saying?
dad,
Yeah.
I never forget because I think I said one time I was young and I was like, well, Daddy, ain't Prince gay? He was like, what? No. I said, but Daddy, he wears makeup. He was like, no, but he wears manly makeup. That's what my dad told me. Man, he wears manly makeup. But to piggyback off what you just said, it's the truth. That's the energy he commanded. You wasn't going to think Prince was gay. Period. Prince
Right.
was Prince.
Shoot, Prince would wear cheekless
Hello,
chaps,
because I was about to say his
and
butt
then
cheeks be out.
cheekless chaps, and then come out and bust you in basketball.
Hello.
Or pool was his other favorite game. Yeah, I think we just got it so mixed up. Like, you think just because a person there is cis men.
See, here she go with these
That
terms that I don't really understand. Go ahead.
there are cis men that are gay, that are very much 100% manly, not flamboyant, not, out there, and they live in their masculinity. There is no femininity in them. And then you have cis men that are gay, that is on the spectrum of both masculinity and femininity. And then you have some that's just 100% feminine,
What the hell is
right?
cis? Come on.
So that means that is a male that identifies with the way he was born, his biological makeup. So
Right.
if he is like a cis male is a male that is born male and identified as male.
Why we gotta put cis in front of that?
It's CIS.
Never mind. It's okay. It's okay.
it's a very interesting conversation because when you really think about it scientifically, all of us are male and female.
Mm-hmm.
All of us, and
Well, my male part ain't get developed.
you listen. It comes out in the necessary times it needs to come out.
Is that? It don't fully come out.
If somebody pisses you off enough,
I'm
right?
joking.
Uh huh. Uh-huh. So it's just a whole, and you stupid, and it's see, I be forgetting about these underlying jokes, these slick jokes. But we're both male and female, and until we understand that, a lot of times most of us are living unbalanced lives, making unbalanced decisions, and we don't really understand why we make the decisions we make or why we do what we do. And it's because there's a whole side of you that you haven't explored. And I'm not saying that as a straight man, what I do, I know when I'm in that feminine energy because I'm creating more. I'm in that creative flow, but when I'm thinking, when I'm that thinker, that logical person, then I know I'm in my male flow. You know what I'm saying? So again, most people don't even understand that you're both male and female. And it's like when you see people a lot of time, and this is now, I don't know too much about this because I don't live this lifestyle. I don't have the experience. So there's not much that I can say about it. But what I do notice is that there are a lot of straight men in church who play the gay role because they know that certain doors open for them playing that role. But they play that role for so long that they start engaging in the lifestyle and end up liking it.
That's not just that is across the board.
Okay.
Across the board, whether it's in church, out of church. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of women. So there was a point in time where I would just go after straight women.
Oh, we being real transparent.
Wow.
When I would just go after straight women because straight women thought that they could never, return. And I tell people a lot of time, I got the gift of the gab. Number one, I can talk any woman out of they. You finish the rest of that sentence.
She said out they drawers. That's what she said.
Very easily. And then you have the set of straight women that will allow you to talk them out their drawers because when they see lesbian women, only thing they think about is receiving oral sex. And so their enjoyment of receiving oral sex, because maybe the male that they're dealing with is not giving them oral sex, it is a turn on to them. And so that's how they get into the lifestyle. And now they're no longer straight. Now they're bisexual. Or
see how what happens when some of y'all men refuse to go down?
Well, shoot. Now you can't blame some of the guys because here it is. They talking about going down on a woman can cause cancer now.
When
I saw that article, I was like, man, if y'all don't stop taking away
everything
my
causes
pleasures,
cancer.
yeah,
Everything causes.
Well, they saying if she got HPV, but she would have had to get the HPV from a man. So
I'm like, man, listen. Hey, I'm just. No, go on. You was about to say something.
So yeah, so it's not just in the church, it's not just, in black circles. I mean, it's so prevalent. Like I used to, yeah, we being transparent today. Um, I used to be on Craigslist. I had like 5
Oh,
profiles.
she being real transparent.
Had 5 profiles.
I didn't
And the
even know you
number
could find people on Craigslist till I met Gail. Go ahead.
Really?
And then the Craigslist killer. But go ahead.
and and the level of married women to men that will reach out to me and be like, yeah, I'm down for this, and was sending pictures and sending all types of stuff. Like, I was like, but you married. Like, I had women blowing my phone up, married women, because I want what you got, but afraid to tell. And I'm talking about not in the church. We're just talking about every day out in the world type of
hmm
women.
hmm
So it is a big thing. And I think what it is they don't realize that depending on what type of energy you're dealing with, the energy is what is the turn on for them. But they can't even compute that. They can't even, connect that, because for so long they've been told that they're supposed to be attracted to this male. Or I'm supposed to be attracted for men. I'm supposed to be attracted to this female. I have a friend. So I have a friend that's transsexual, and that's all I would say, who was dealing with football players, who was dealing with all types of men, straight men, all types of men, who is a trans woman and still have their male parts. And the men was for it. So you don't know. Like Kia said earlier, you don't know. And the only way to know is to be able to have an honest conversation with the person, but don't do it from a standpoint of judgment. If you really want to know, ask the questions because you really want to know. Don't ask the question because you are bringing judgment on that person.
People got to
And
learn
you
to
know
be
that
free.
the truth of the matter is that what people don't understand about sex is the more taboo it is, the more of a turn on it is. So it's like, yo, you know what I'm saying? And then if you give yourself a pinhole to engage in something that seems taboo, you'll blow Pandora's box wide open. Wide open.
Listen, and be
It's,
messed up.
yep, yep.
And
Because at the end of
I
go on,
go
go
ahead.
on. No, go
No,
on,
because
Gail.
I tell women all the time, don't play on this side if this is not the side you're really trying to play on.
Right,
Because a
right.
woman can open a woman up so much so that it is ridiculous. It's crazy. You know how I know? I've done it so many times. Like, I can open a woman up and be like, all right, I'm done with you.
So what you're saying is you pull that nigga shit.
We
Mm,
have already established that I'm a good nigga.
mm, mm,
That,
mm,
that we're not going to even act like now. I don't do it now because I'm
Clean
much.
it up,
mm,
Gail.
mm. You see
I
me?
don't.
I'm like,
I don't do it
No, let
now.
me. I don't do it now because I'm much more mature and
Right,
I understand it now.
right.
But prior to, when I was first exploring and getting into this world and figuring out, because I haven't always operated in my masculine energy.
Right.
But a lot of people, we were supposed to do this type of stuff on our after dark, but I guess this is where it's at. today.
Mm-hmm.
What a lot of people don't know about me, prior to me just like fully coming into my masculine energy, I was very submissive. So I learned a lot of stuff from people that I was dating that was very masculine. And then I was like, wait, but that energy don't fit me. My masculine energy is my primary energy. And then when you figure that out, and there's a lot of women that's attracted to masculineness, or I know that's not a word.
I mean, it's okay. I make up my own words every day.
You know, women are attracted to that. Yo, the things that I could do to a woman just because she's attracted.
I mean, women are attracted to strong masculine energies.
Strong masculine.
Shit. I ain't attracted to soft shit.
Power.
That's why I don't know why I got with Fatty.
Any man that's that's operating in power, strength, leadership, you can call it a wrap.
Exactly. Like I've said before to Kia in a conversation that we had, I said, I can make any woman bend. I can make any woman bow.
That's what the hell y'all hoes be thinking.
I can. I can make you bend and I can make you bow. And sometimes I do it and there is no attraction.
Never mind. We'll say this after dark. I just can't do this shit today. Can't do this shit today. I'm just trying to understand.
Yo, Kia, what's wrong with you?
What's wrong? Did you not hear what she just said?
He is very good at making women bend and bow.
See what I was like? Never mind. That's okay. Go ahead, Gail. Finish what you're saying, Gail. I take this shit to after dark. Just not ready for it.
Sorry, I forgot. We're not on after dark.
After 9, and she over here. She prime time.
Sorry, this is the energy that I came in on.
I just want you to know we are now live on Spotify in video. So everybody will be able to see all of this wonderfulness on video on Spotify as opposed to just listening. They will get the visual effect of all of these emotions that I am displaying. And I am very proud of that because I feel that sometimes people just need to be like,
but Kia, can we just be real? Like, we have these conversations. Like,
I never said we didn't have the conversation. That has never come out my mouth. I have never said. Let me tell y'all something. One time, right? No, I'm not going there. This is not my transparent night, and I don't give a damn. So, let Gail be transparent tonight. One of these days, I'll be transparent and tell you what the hell.
No, tell a story. Tell a story.
So, okay, I'm gonna tell a story. I'm chilling, minding my good business. You know what I'm saying? Situation arose. You know, Gail felt that the female was trying to push up on me. Now, mind you, I'm on the phone with Gail, but the female, she right here. You know what I'm saying? Gail like, Kia, go in the house. The fuck? Who is you? I ain't paying nobody no attention whatsoever.
Lies.
I was not.
She went in the house.
Bitch, I wasn't listening to you. I was going in the house because I was going in the house, period. That ain't had nothing to do with you. See, that's that shit. In her mind, she conjured up that I listened to her and I was already going in the house.
She not giving y'all the full story.
Because there's too many layers to the full story to really and truly give However, what I'm saying is, this is the gist of the entire story. Gail was like, I'm gonna be the only masculine friend. I was like, Gail, I got friends. You feel
That competitive nature came out, Gail.
It came out full force.
That was like, hold up, this is my territory. I don't know what you. I ain't trying to get with him, but I'm telling you now, don't come over here with your bullshit.
That's exactly what it was. Listen, so Jamel, let's just say you on the phone with one of your cool homies, right?
Okay.
Somebody walk in the room, you don't recognize the voice.
Okay.
So I did who the hell is that?
Oh, okay. That's so-and-so. Go ahead.
I said, they voiced Mighty Deep.
That was her voice.
The voice is Mighty Deep. And why it's too late. Okay, so this is the thing. Kia is my friend. Let's clarify. Kia is my friend. But there are certain things that I know about Kia, right? Right. It's way past her bedtime. Because if y'all don't know, she go to bed at like 8, 9 o'clock.
Blow you up.
I work out. My job is demanding. I don't care what y'all talking about.
Right, Kia go to bed early. So if somebody's showing up at her house after 8 o'clock, who the hell is that?
Right.
So I let the person talk.
She let the person. You hear?
Sorry. I know this coming off the people who gonna hear the show, watch the show, like the fuck.
Yeah.
But this really is how we work. This is really how it worked. Like, this is really how it should be going down. So I said, what's she talking about? She coming to get some food from you. You cooked for her?
What was she coming to get?
Some type of food. You had made some crabs or something the day before or something, and she was
but she wasn't coming to get no food.
Yeah, no, she said something about some food. You got that plate ready? I remember the conversation. You know me.
Okay, well, you remember more than me because there was no food involved in that.
Yeah, no, she said you got that plate ready. So wait, it gets better. So she talking her talk, and I'm like, now I don't know. Kia had on AirPods or what, but I'm like, Kia, yo, she trying to holler at you.
They're like, what? No, she not.
I'm like, Kia, she trying to holler at you.
And they're like, no, she not.
She talking real fly now. Oh, you look, telling her how good she looked in certain stuff and how she watched her when she I remember the conversation.
Come on, suck your good.
Like how she watched her walking in when she was moving from one side of the building to the other side of the building. I'm like, why the fuck she watching you?
I am something to watch. What the fuck you talk about?
Oh, go on with your bad self.
Something to watch.
Kids got something to watch. All right.
We on this podcast. I can't respond how we would respond to one another in our conversations outside of this podcast. So she kept on talking. So I said, Kia, say to her, you got a masculine friend.
And I was not saying that shit. Because it didn't make no damn sense to me.
It didn't make sense to you. But Jamel will understand this. I was letting her know, the other girl, the other chick, that there is somebody around that can see the game that you spitting.
Right. Even
though, yeah, like, because women, especially masculine ascendant women that play that role, studs, stems, whatever you want to call them, however they want to identify butch, they play in certain ways to see where they can get in. And I was watching her see where she can angle her way in.
Testing the water.
Yeah. So she like spitting game, but then I became very, very much disgusted.
Please don't tell why.
Because she did something. And I said, how are you trying to pick up somebody and you do something as disgusting as that? Kia, tell her you got to go to bed. It's time for you to come in the house. Tell her good night.
You ordering me around.
I sure was.
Because she was peeping the game that you wasn't peeping.
I didn't care about the game because I wasn't in it.
It didn't matter
You know
whether or not you...
See, this is what Kia don't get. A lot of women get trapped, unawares, and they're like, I'm not even in the game. I wake up the next morning, box all laid out. They wondering how did that even happen? You know how? Yeah. Because
I wasn't in the game.
Right. You entertained that situation and you didn't even see it happening. You didn't even see it happening. I want you to realize this. I want you to realize, let me get real biblical for a second.
Oh,
the way the serpent got to Eve was through conversation. Eve never even paid any attention that she was being set up for a downfall. And that's just how it happens. Women are designed in a way where if your conversation is good enough, you win there.
But that conversation wasn't that good because I wasn't in there.
I was like, come on, time to go. And she kept on, like, the crazy thing was this chick was persistent. She kept on trying to wiggle her way. And I was like, nah, man, like, nah. Like, another one of our friends was like, yo, did you see? Did you hear? Like, was I tripping? She was like, now the other friend is there. Our other friend is there with Kia. She was like, I felt like I was invisible. I felt like all the attention was on Kia. Like convince Kia to come outside late at night. Like, I know her. There's a routine that Kia has. Like, she's not coming outside. I'm sorry, I know her really well. We've been doing this friendship thing for years now.
But don't let the peoples know my routine.
I'm not
outside.
She be outside for them nuggets from Wendy's. Sure enough.
You hear that, Dooney?
Shut now! No, Dooney is not listening.
We get you in trouble. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Frank. I'm sorry.
She gonna be at the gym tomorrow. He's like, so, Wendy's nuggets, huh?
I'm like, I don't know what the fuck they was talking about. They over here.
Sorry, Frank. But yeah, like, I gotta be the eyes and ears. But I don't just do her like that. I don't just do her like that with when girls trying to hit on her or that girl tried to hit on her. I say that shit to her when guys try and hit on that. I'll be like, I don't like it.
Right.
I'd be like, she a hater.
Yo, but
over here hating.
You can because she sees the sharks. You can tell who's a shark and who's a guppy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. There's some people out there who's a shark, and they mean you every bit of harm as possible.
Be over here trying to live my life. First of all, I don't know how the hell this shit done flip to me any damn way.
It usually does. It's your show.
Right. We just put the spotlight on you, but let me say,
don't shine a light on me.
I'm not. I'm taking it off of you.
Thank you. Okay.
She do the same thing to me too, though. I don't like her.
See, but I'm real direct. I don't like her.
Look, I'm real direct. told you that shit. I was like, I don't like her.
No, see, you be trying to do stuff in the little controlling male little way. I'm just giving it straight, no chaser. I don't like her. I don't like what she just said.
I'll be like, no, I don't like her, and I'm supposed to be the only masculine and center
See what I'm saying?
friend.
That's the shit she be talking about. I don't even be talking about it like that. That's how she be talking. I'm supposed to be the only man. No, you're not. You might not be the only masculine friend. Okay, friend.
You know, but we got a good understanding. But yeah, we do that to one another because, like, we understand each other.
Well, because then we'll be honest friends.
Yeah.
I am one of the most honest friends some people will ever meet. Some people can't take it. I don't really care. Gail has learned over the last how many ever years to take my honesty for what it is. In the beginning, she didn't quite understand it either, but we have learned to understand Nakia's level of honesty. I have learned to understand Gail's level of honesty, and the honesty is just be honest conversation and communication as friends should have. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Tia commenting right now. She's like, yeah, because we all have to understand each other's level of honesty. I'm a very blunt person. I'm very upfront. I'm just going to say it, and then that's just what it's going to be, period. You know what I'm saying? Gail is not very blunt, but Gail's going to come around and say it, and then you got to grab it and be like, oh, okay, whatever the case may be, and then boom. You know what I'm saying? That's how, but we understand that level of a dynamic, you know? But yeah, I don't be kidding.
And it depends on what.
I'm the only masculine energy friend you go ahead. No, you're not.
Yeah. Yeah, and it depends on what energy shows up. So it depends on where I'm at. So if me and Kia is having a conversation and I'm just rocking in Gail, it may come roundabout, right? But if she talking to that nigga is not gonna come roundabout. Where she go?
I'm sorry. Don't do me, Gail.
But and we said all of that to tell the story about the young the I don't know if to call her a young lady. About the other person and me being able to spot that and not even be in the same vicinity of where Kia was. Like I was on the phone with her and I can identify that shit right away. And I wasn't gonna let that shit go down because I seen the chick, you know, pushing up on her hard. Like it was really hard. Like
I wasn't paying none of that no attention. I didn't care about none of that.
And I know you wasn't.
I have a question.
Go ahead, Jamel.
So Kia, did you, if Gail had not pointed out to you that the girl was pushing up on you, would you have known?
Yeah, because she made it obvious, but I was like, I wasn't giving into that level of energy. She made it obvious.
I got you. And
like
I understand.
You could feel the energy, but I wasn't giving into that level of energy at all.
I understand. Because I know when I was working at the Mama I Want to Sing Foundation, Mama Foundation, when I was working there was a guy in one of my classes. His name was Alfie. Alfie was a 65-year-old older white gentleman, and I had just finished teaching them a song. It was a Beatles song, Mother Mary Come to Me. What's that song? But it was a beautiful song. Right? And what I did, I was teaching them how to emote through the song. And in the class ended up where people were just crying because of how beautiful the song was and how it made them feel. I wanted them to pull all of that through. So by the time the end of the class, Alfie walks up to me, he says, "Can I talk to you?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure, what's up?" He goes, I just wanted to tell you that you're a beautiful person. It's like, oh, yo, Alfie, thank you. I appreciate that. Not knowing that Alfie is a gay male at all. And then he goes, this is where he said, no, he said, No, I think I'm really trying to tell you that, like, you're beautiful to me. And it hit me, and I was like, in my head, I'm going like, what am I gonna do with that? And then I said, you know what? This is what you're gonna do with it. And I looked at him and said, yo, Alfie, thank you. I appreciate that, man. He said, you know what? I appreciate that because I know you're not a gay male. I still made my little play, but you didn't come at me anyway. I appreciate that. Thank you. I said, yo, Alfie, we all human. It is what it is. You attracted to what you attracted to. You know what I'm saying? I said,
Yeah.
bro, you know, it is what it is. And, you know, and that energy just dissipated and we never had that issue again. Ever. And, you know, I'm like, yo, when people start having that, now if I would have reacted to Alfie like, what the you talking about, man? Yo, you don't get the
Right.
Then Alfie's like, there's something in there. There's something in that. All right, got something to work with. What's up? Why you acting like that? Why'd you lash out like that? What's that about? What's going on in you that you know? And I'm like, yo, we are all beautiful souls on this panel. We are some beautiful people, some wonderful people, some very attractive people. Our energy speaks, and we're gonna draw all types, all kinds. You know, so it's like, yo, you know, as long as we handle that energy correctly, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But it is good to have friends who are looking out for you just in case you don't know.
I don't knock her for looking out. You know what I'm saying? Good friends look out.
You understand?
All right, but it's 8:22. We wrapping this shit up.
Hey! Look at
that
you
mean I can
trying to have short shows 2 times in a row.
Listen. Listen. It's 8:22. You know.
No, wait, hold up. You got a hot date coming over or something? What's going on?
First of all, Jamel, it's hump day. It's Wednesday, and it's 8:22.
Oh, that's that. You know what that sound like she just said? I have a date with my vibrator.
You know what?
That's what it sound like you just said.
You know
hump
what?
day. It's 8:22.
And I just might, okay?
Hey,
and guess what? And it's okay. Ain't no desensitization running around over here. How about that?
She said, okay. I keep it all low. I keep it all low.
How about that? Okay. We got to reflect the real things. How about that? That's what's wrong with some of y'all hoes out there now. Okay. Y'all keep that shit on high. 2.5 seconds. Next thing you know, that rose taking you out. No, put it on low.
Listen, I've heard that the rose. I heard the rose is taking people out. I'm like, I need to add that to my collection to use on other people.
You know what? With that, you know what? Let me say this because I can't do it. I'm not doing this.
Take over the world.
Over here with the rose and planning added to the collection. Let me tell y'all something. We enjoyed this conversation. I enjoyed the conversation tonight because we went to all the places that we really needed to go. And one of the places that we really needed to hit on is that people just need to be open and honest with who they are, their sexuality, what they feel, how they feel, what turns them on, what don't turn them on, who you are at the core of you. Because at the end of the day, ain't nobody gonna mistake you for being something that you are not if you are communicating exactly what you are, who you are, how you get down, what you like, what you don't like. If you don't like that whole riding, tell her you ain't riding me right. Just be honest.
You know what?
Jamel.
You know what?
She's trying to end the show. She's trying to end this show.
No, we're gonna end it. We're gonna end it. Dave Chappelle in his special, he began to talk about the transgender woman, and he began to say that he was at one of his comedy shows, and in his comedy show, while he was doing it, everything was going good until Dave Chappelle had said to her, "Oh, I don't understand that." And he said, out of all the jokes that were being thrown, even jokes that were being thrown at her, she was sitting in the back laughing with him. She said, but this statement just was so poignant. She said, "I don't need you to understand me. All I need you to understand is that I'm having a human experience, just like you." And most people, if we just boil it down to we all having a human experience, and each and every experience has its own trials and tribulations, yo. Just understand that I'm human just like you, and I'm going through it just like you, just on my end of the spectrum.
So everybody have your human experience and enjoy it. How about that? Be human, have your experience, and enjoy it. Stop trying to make people understand you and just enjoy the experience of you. And with that, we out.